And welcome to the first beta video. We've been doing the alpha phase now. We just went feature complete in beta. We did it on May 24th. Today's the 26th. I'm just getting around to flying
Do you
it.
want to board crew?
Sure, let's board them up. Remember guys, I'm a member of the quality assurance team. Only releasable to the CE 1000. Please protect me on that.
Boarding starting.
We're going to go from Christchurch, New Zealand to Queenstown, mostly because it's a challenging profile for the FMS to execute in the profile mode. Anyway, I'm making this video, as always, with the permission of the TFDi management. And let's go inside and get started. Cold, dark airplane. Actually, very cold. Look at this. I'm not really sure. We're in New Zealand. And this is a pre-canned weather package from FSI Panel 2020 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you guys don't have it, it's a pretty cool program. So let's see what they have in store. It's got a canned ATC profile, so it makes for a little more of an interesting video. It's not VATSIM or any of the other controlled things, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, the interior is still in a placeholder status. That has not been renovated. There's more improvements coming on the exterior. As you can see, it already looks pretty good. A lot of major improvements well underway, ready to be published for the interior and exterior. Let's go inside and get started in the cold, dark airplane. Okay, here we are, inside. It sure is cold. It sure is dark. Okay, we check all the circuit breakers. By the way, as always, I'll be using the beta checklist that we have. This is made by me. It's under, they're getting it up to release. This is the pre-flight, which I memorized. That's the flow with the blue arrows that I made up for you. It's made from basically my experience from the MD-11 with American Airlines, plus some other publications, what to expect on the tests and things like that. I don't need it. You won't either after a little while. Normal checklist, we'll be using that afterwards, and we'll start with before starting engines. So this is what we do by ourselves at the beginning, and if we had two-person crew, we come in and the two of us would run this together, making sure we got everything. But we'll do the origination pre-flight, then we'll come back and use the normal procedures checklist going along. It's going to be a lot of checklists, flight manuals, everything coming your way here upon release. Okay. So we come in, first thing we do is we check all the circuit breakers. If you haven't looked over here, taking the time, a lot of detail. Gotta be honest, I'm not positive the circuit breakers are going to be active. Some of them probably will. I know we'll have a bunch of malfunctions that will be active. Check out the 3 fire bottles. They're in the green band, 1, 2, and then there's one over on the captain's side over here. Hey, right there. And as well, we can check. Go up here. That's pressure breathing equipment. I don't know why I'm doing it like from the ant position. Anyway, this is the ELT, pressure breathing equipment to fight a fire, spare pins, flashlight. Just thought I'd give you. We really haven't spent any time looking at some of the details here. Unlock, block, kind of cool, huh? Yeah. Don't know what that's all about. Anyway, we do that, then we come up the middle. See, this is a bug right here. I've already reported it as some other people. It's the indication for the airline trim is full left, and that's not the outside what it actually looks like out there. The let's see, we come up the fuel cutoff switch to cutoff. Oh, start switches are in, throttle's idle, thrust reverse is down. It's a breakout bar. Pull it full aft. If it was pushed forward, I'd have some questions what happened there. Probably some kids playing in the cockpit. Spoiler levers down, flap levers up, gear handles down, radar is off. Right there. By the way, the number 3 MCDU is up and operating. I'd use that probably to ACARS, CPDLC, things like that. That's what I'm going to do. And then we come to the overhead, check the wipers. We're about to put power in the aircraft. Want to make sure we don't hurt anyone or hurt the airplane. Wipers are off, fuel dump switch is off, fuel dump manifold is off. Come up, turn on the battery. and turn on the external power. You don't need to check the volts and freaks, because if the veil light is on, which it is, that means you're 400 plus or minus 10. Didn't mean to do that. So, and 115 plus or minus 5. Might be 400 minus 5. I don't know this. And then we turn on the IRUs, IRSs. With that, the cargo fire test was executed. You would have seen the lights down here as well. The cargo fire test with the master warning light. Okay. With that, IRSs are aligning. We'll go to the box. Aircraft status. Today is 26 May, and we are right in the middle. That looks good. Flight plan and that. Let's get it aligning. And with that, let's go to the electronic flight bag and see what we got over there today. Set my SimBrief username. That's a little bit dark, isn't it? Get the brightness all the way up for us. SimBrief new username. Big surprise, it's Father Time. And then we got to get our Hoppy code. If you're going to go do VATSIM or an equivalent of VATSIM, CPDLC and ACARS, you go to the Hoppy website and get that code. Notes, I'll put mine in, the one that I got. There'd be no sense stealing it, because. And after much ado, there it is, Hoppy code. Save it. So we've got the flight this loaded up here. The SimBrief username, Hoppy code. Go to dispatch. Import flight plan. Christchurch to Queenstown. That looks all normal. Send to the flight plan. Set payload and fuel. They're both view arrival, departure, reload flight plan. Don't need to do that. Payload, you can see it's in there. Perf, we can get that ready to go. NZCH, ZCH, and we're going to go to runway 20. Runway length, I'm going to import the weather. 1007 minus 1, that looks about right. And takeoff weight, import the get the takeoff weight. Flex, anti-ice, snow, flaps specific, I'll use 15. Just because 15 packs are on. Calculate, it takes about 5 seconds. 3, yep, made a liar out of me. So it's 59, 34, 38, 57. We'll come back to that. Charts, we've got, we're signed into Navigraph. So we signed into SimBrief, signed into Navigraph, signed into Hoppy, got all that going on here. We'll put in NZCH. And you can call it the taxi diagram. We are right about in here, gate 24. Push back, nose to left, taxi off 20, and fly the published SID to a very challenging arrival into Queenstown. Beautiful Queenstown, I might add. Services, you can open and close doors here if you wanted to. We don't need to. This is high pressure bleed air for start. Wheel chocks, we can take those off and put the parking brake on. There we go. Control the doors, state, cold dark, options. General, I'm going to use centigrade, Celsius, weight units are imperial. Just as this is nothing new, this has already been here. Realistic align time. Manpad's defense system is hitting. That's really cool. I've never actually used that. Extended range is enable. SimBrief username, there it is, and there's my Hoppy code, all saved. Systems, I've gone with round dial on the tape display. All the rest, you can see what I've done, and I've saved it. Caution and warning system, I've been activated all the callouts. This is a bug, guys, 400 feet. It should be enabled, but I wrote that up, so don't bother. And performance, there we are. You can do the high efficiency flap pylon if you want to deflected airlines. Don't even know what they are, to be honest with you. I have to check that out. Okay, that's good. Go back to perf. That'll be ready to go. Come on down, and let's go to the flight plan. And you can see that's in there. NZCH, everything but the SID and star, right? That's Act 1 Quebec, runway 20. Guppet. Transition, got those all selected. Insert it. I don't like that point. I'm going to get rid of it. Don't mind me. We'll just go direct to ATSAT on the departure, because that's what the SID is. And put in a kind of a funky change there. So here we go. LREV in the star is the LREV 4 Bravo. You should try this flight. It's kind of fun. No transition. And we're going to go. He's going to clear us for the RNAV. I've done this in a couple other airplanes. RNAV Yankee to 2-3. But we don't actually have that. We have the Zulu. So in our books, but I'll put in Yankee. That's what he wanted. And they say that DH on the Yankee is 2623. Transition none. There we go. And insert it. And I go back to init. Alternate is to go all the way back. Ends the CH. Flight number Air New Zealand 659. Cruise altitude's 240 according to the FSIP flight plan. Temperature, if you 2 times that is minus 48, plus 15 is public math, pretty tough. Minus 48, 33. So it's minus 33. If you haven't seen me do that before, that's how you do it. And the wind is a minus 2. Wind is minus 71. Looks like they're done boarding. And the cost index today is 72. Good. Next page. Taxi fuel off the PDF is 2. Reserve plus alternate is reserve 4.5. Dispatch alternate is 15.8. I just put that in the reserve, guys. 15.8. If you want to put in what you want to land with, you can say I want to touch down with 12. Put that in there. Alternate fuel doesn't take that. There's the fuel, and we go to get the zero fuel weight off here. The zero fuel weight is 375.3. 375.3. Get there. And takeoff weight CG. Zero fuel weight CG is updated. Dump not necessary. Takeoff page. Flex was 59. Packs on. Flaps 15. And 0/0. Temperature's minus 1. Cold out there. We're not going to need anti-ice because there's no visible moisture or nothing on the taxiways. So we'll leave the engine anti-ice off. So if you go to the EFB, it says 34, 38, 57. And if I go to the box, 34, 38, 57. So I use what the EFB says. 34. There it is. Clean in maneuvers 230. So in the window here, you put in 250 or clean in maneuver. Or, in this case, we have to maintain, according to the SID, 220 till 6,000. 13,000, by the way, is our transition altitude. Runway headings 200. Oh, I got my little hyper scroll bug. I should use that. How's that? Help is coming on that one. We can expect 5,000. All right, so the box is loaded. Let's go ahead and do the interior inspection after I get 5,000 set. Interior inspection. I'll throw the lights all the way up. You can see a little better. Same thing with the let me go all the way down here. Make myself small. TFDi, ND, EAD, SD, FOs, ND, FOs, PFD, And come back in here. Okay, and last thing I'm going to do is it's going to be a real fast flight. I'm going to set the DH here over there, and I said it was 26, 23. I'll set this over to Barrow, and 26, 23. Yeah, how's that? Jealous? My Hyper Squirrel mug is by Razor Basilica or something like that. I just got tired of wearing out my mouse wheel, so just wanted to show this off. Just so I have this ready, because it's going to get pretty busy over on the other side. By the way, yeah, they're going to give us the RNAV to Yankee, but it's Zulu's the same thing. So we're going to, we don't have on Navigraph Yankee. So we'll brief it up using Zulu. Can't get these 40 seconds of your life back, can you? All right. Just wanted to get that kind of in the ballpark for when we get there. More than in the ballpark. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Ah! That was a waste of time. All right, let's go to the overhead. Coming down the file all the way up, handles are in. Got this. Let's get the APU started. So I've got to check the fire test. Engine 1, 2, 3 fire, APU fire.
Engine 1 fire.
Lights in the handle.
Engine 2 fire. Engine 3 fire.
And push the master warning, make sure that works. Go back to the overhead. Lights out. All right, let's go back up top. Now we'll start the APU. You can start it here or there on the APU panel, but I would always start it here. Gives you more of the bypass features. All right, while that's starting, voice recorder circuit rate, press it, check in the green band. It's not modeled yet. Generator fault, galley bus lights are all off. If you had puppies in the back, put the cargo forward on high, and we leave this at 12 o'clock normally. Upper tank bypass, lights out. Fuel aux tanks, lights are out. FADEX out. Engine ignition is off. Wipers are off. Fuel emergency dump switch covered and off. Hydraulic system test. If you want to do a pressure test, press that. Leave it alone. Forget about it. Let you know something's wrong. APU still starting. There it is. Available. Same thing with the Veil Light. 400 freak and 115 volts plus or minus. And once I get that done, as soon as you get that APU started, they're going to be coming on, asking to pull the GPU. So I'll get them to do that now. Go back to the overhead, turn on the APU air, get the packs running. All right, so that's that. Air conditioning. Pack load is not yet modeled. To put the number of packs in. And I need to write that up because I don't think that's written up. That's an important feature. It decreases or increases the airflow, saves you fuel in some cases. Same like Econ saves you 1% fuel. We're permanently in Econ. Turn that off if you want to clear out smoke. Back then when people smoked, we used that. We're going to go here. We're going to get one and a lot of 8s and a bunch of 10.5s with a 52. But I think what I need to do before I do that is the fuel. You see it's 36.4. But I'm going to do the fuel test. One bunch of 8s, then 10.5 in every tank. And fuel should be 52.4, so I'll have to write that up too. Okay, here we go. Coming back down here. Let's see, emergency lights on. No smoking's all the way on. Rest of the lights are off. Nav lights should be on when the power is 3 lights off. 3 lights are illuminated even though they say off, right? Call reset. We already checked the engine fire. Evac switch is in armed. GPWS override, check it. Now flap
Glide
override.
slope. Pull up.
Let it go through.
Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Sync rate.
Ditching switches off.
Pull
This
up.
is what you push to close all the
Terrain.
holes on the airplane. Think about Sully landing
Pull up.
in the Hudson.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Windshield's on. Anti-ice
low.
defog is
Terrain.
off. Anti-ice and wing and
Too
tails
low.
off.
Gear.
Enunciator test.
Too low.
Overspeed.
Flaps. Too low.
Overspeed.
Terrain. Glide slope.
Overspeed.
Too low. Terrain.
Overspeed.
Caution. Terrain.
I did a video.
Terrain.
Need to know if you want to look at it
Terrain.
for
Terrain.
the GPWS
Pull up.
system.
Pull
As
up.
well as the caution warning system. All right, that's all that. Going across the cleared shield. Lights are up. Altimeters 2974, but we're going to use inches. 1007, and the altimeter when we checked it is 1012 is what they were calling. Is that correct? 1012. Yeah. So I think we're going to be setting that 1012. 012 and 012. Okay. Coming across, I'll use data, traffic, airport. I'll go map mode. Decrease that. 220 till 6,000. 200 runway heading. 5,000 is going to be our clearance. Lights are up. We've got a FS override switches are up. We've got indicated airspeed, heading, and feet, and vertical speed. That's what you want. Set up the FOs. Back over here. Check the oxygen. Not modeled yet. Transfer lights are all out. This is the static air switch is in normal. EIS source is in number 1. Number 2 will be the FO side, and aux is the backup. No unwanted flags. Cross check the altimeters. Weather radar is off. We're not able to test it yet, but this would be a good time to test it. We check the EAD. Nothing. Status page. Nothing that we don't already know about. Auto brake off. We could actually set that on if we wanted now. On. Parking brake pressure is fine. We're going to go spoilers down, flaps up. Dial of flaps on 15, which is convenient since that's what we set after takeoff with any flaps. 15, parking brake is set. Takeoff warning.
Flap. Flat. Brakes. Flap.
Okay. 2 and 3 together.
Flap. Flat. Brakes. Flap.
All right, those checked. Breakout bar is full aft, throttle's idle, spoiler levers down, flap panels up. Start switches are in, fuel control switch is cut off. System display control panel, we checked that already, status page. And we can set up our frequencies. Its delivery is going to be on 28.2. I'll do this real time, guys, even though it's a little bit laborious. And then we're going to go to tower, which is on ground, which is 21.9. And we're using FSI panel. And on FSI panel, they always have ADIS on 2345. This is one time when that hyper slew doesn't help, so I turn that off. Okay, and then 23.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen to the ATIS. I'll set 21.5 over here. And it's probably a good time to get the FSI panel started. And while I do that, I'm going to get the tug crew ready to go up here, since they are done.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
The ice treatment? No, because there isn't any visible moisture.
Please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Okay, well that's kind of overkill there. Let me go to FSI panel, guys, and get that started. Get our comm package ready.
We are ready for pushback.
This is how you do it. It's getting ready. I do a bunch of videos on all my different airplanes explaining this. Airline flight. And we're going to go Air New Zealand 659, start training. All right, and at this point we would go through the checklist together.
Departure checks completed. Bypass
FMS MCD is initialized and checked. IRS is nav and align. Oh yeah, let's go to the overhead. Get that seatbelt
Temperature
sign up.
11, dew point 7, QNH1012, transition level flight level 14. This is Christchurch Information Quebec, runway in use 20 ILS approach, surface wind 180, 08 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, recent rain, cloud few 2,500 feet, scattered 8,000 feet, temperature 11, dew point 7, QNH1012, transition level flight level 140, showers in the vicinity, acknowledge received Christchurch Information Quebec.
All right, information Quebec.
This is Christchurch.
locking gear.
And 1012 is the altimeter. Transition level, if we come back in, is 14. Transition altitude is 13. We have a 200 knot restriction and 220 knots until 6,000. Climbing to 5,000. We'll see what the clearance says here. And Christchurch clearance. This is Air New Zealand 659, gate 24. Request clearance to Queenstown.
Very good morning, New Zealand 659er. You're clear to Queenstown's runway 20. Astact 1 Quebec departure, transition Guput. Climb initially 5,000 feet and your squawk is 3215.
Air New Zealand 659, good morning. Clear to Queenstown, runway 20 at SAT 1 Quebec and transition Guput. Initially climb to 5,000, squawk 3215.
Readback is correct. When ready for push, contact ground. Frequency 121.9er. Have a safe flight.
219 when ready. Have a good day. Air New Zealand 659. All right, so 219. And we'll put in the next frequency tower, 18.4. In the there is an automatic frequency change associated with this airplane, with this program. Doesn't work on the TFDi just yet. All right, 219, 18.4, 3215 squawk. Altimeters 1012 and 5,000 is in the window. Christchurch ground, Air New Zealand 659, information Quebec. Like to push back off stand 24.
Very good morning, New Zealand 659er. Push and start approved facing northeast. Report ready for taxi.
Push and start approved facing northeast. Report ready for taxi. Air New Zealand 659. Okay, guys, so it's nose to left.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start. Please till push is completed and brakes are set. Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
All right, here we go. They did a bad job taking that jet bridge out, didn't they? That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Might have had something to do with the fact that it was too small of a gate. Couldn't pull it back far enough? I don't know. We'll see if they get us on the taxiway, otherwise we're prepared to stop. You gonna turn us, buddy? All sorts of stuff going on here, huh? Yeah, you know. I think we're good. I don't know about that. All right. We're gonna start the engines. Oh, we gotta go up here and hit ignition on. And we check the air pressure is good. 31. Those guys should be leaving. Let me go out here. See what they're doing.
Please sit parking brakes.
See the air pressure go down? Isn't that cool? When you open the bleed valve. You don't see that on any of the other airplanes. Pretty cool. All right, we're above 15. Bring up the start switch. Fuel lever, rather. Should have this on engine. Wouldn't have brought that up until we saw oil pressure rise. And there it was. And we're going to look for 2, 4, 6, 8 the oil. See the oil gulp that's taking place? They were at 22. It's going to go down around 17, about 5 quarts. 20% forward 100 degrees, 60. If you had 30 something, that would tell you one of two things: either your throttles weren't idle, or the flight sensor went to high flight idle on you, which would be when the flaps came out, or the slats were extended, or the engine ice was on. So you'd want to write that up. So that looks good. Let's go over here. Start number 1. We would check for the air pressure. See with the valve open, you got at least 25 here. It's about 26, that's good. Back to engine. Oil pressure is rising, so that's good. We're above 15, so we can go here. Good
Cockpit
engine
to
start.
ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
There we go. See how it's about 20, about 400. It's a little low, actually, the EGT. And about 12 on here. So 2, 4, 6, 8 the oil, and 12. The fuel flow will be... Good. 2, 4, 6. Oil dropped. And fuel flows around 12. Number 2. See the air pressure went down a little bit. The other 2 are back up because the valves are closed.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
About 15. Coming on.
Lift is clear.
We wouldn't have done that until we had oil pressure, which we had. And the oil gulped, you can see it went down from 22 to about 19. But watch the start valve close at 45 here this time, which is common for the GE 6-80s. But there's 40, 45. Start valve's closed. The flaps 15. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8. They all look even. 1,200. If you're up at 8,000 with takeoff altitude, these are up around 15 or 16 or 18. And everything looks good. Let's go back to the overhead. Let's turn off the APU air. That'll turn off the APU automatically. Didn't mean to do that, kids. All right, so that's shutting down. They're flashing us. They're giving us the pin. Thank you very much. Let them walk away. Let's check the flight controls. Full right, full left, rudder full right, coming back to the left, elevators full back, full forward. Looks good. Flight controls check. Engine ice, we don't need it because we don't have visible moisture. Check our checklist. Start procedures done. Engine ice good. APU flaps. Config craze check. Flight control stab trim off the FMS. See what it says. Easy for me to say. 4.4. We're missing the N1 here. We're missing the last digit on the CG. That's been written up. 4.4. All right. Looks good. And Christchurch ground, Air New Zealand 659 taxi.
Roger, New Zealand 659er taxi holding point Alpha 2 via Alpha Taxiway.
Holding point Alpha 2 via Alpha Taxiway for runway 20, Air New Zealand 659. All right, and let's go to the status page, guys, real quick. Clear, and release the brakes. We got to arm the spoilers. Release the brakes, and there's green box. Status page is normal. Back to engine. Not used to this box being on there. All right, here we go. Taxi light is on. Yes, you're going to enjoy this arrival. I've done it on other fleets. I might have done it on this one too in one of the Alpha revisions, but quite challenging for the airplane. Does a nice job. Me, not so much, but short runway. I think it's like a 6,000-foot runway. Definitely not a flight we'd do on this airplane. Pay no attention to those guys. The unmanned tug. All right. Checklist. For takeoff, ratio control panel. We talked about that ad nauseum. Anti-ice is off. Stab trims in the green. Spoilers and brakes armed and TO. Flaps and slats 15, 15, 15. Takeoff data is good. Winds, weights, and temperatures check. Okay, and chime. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Lights when cleared and modes. All right, so let's go in here. We'll arm the nav. And we get the autoflight armed. That'll trigger at 70%. It'll trigger toga. You do know that for go round, the toga switch is right there. We're going to maintain, we're going to clean up at 3,000 above the ground. So V2 until 3,000 above the ground. And then we're going to maintain 220 until 6,000 above the on the altitude. And then 250 until 10. 13,000 is 2992. That's a transition. And that's it. Transition level coming back in is 14 if we needed it. If these taxiways had snow or ice on it, we would have the engine ice on for takeoff.
New Zealand 659er contact tower 108.4. Have a safe flight. Bye-bye.
18.4. Bye-bye. Air New Zealand 659. Let's stop it here. Tower, and then departure's 20.9. Okay. Let me come back up here. I'm going to get the lights ready. Who am I to challenge myself, right? We'll chime them. And tower, Air New Zealand 659 is ready for takeoff, runway 20.
New Zealand 659er, tower, good morning. Runway 20, line up and wait.
Yeah, good morning, line up and wait, runway 20, Air New Zealand 659. All right, line up and wait, final is clear. Windsock confirms, calm winds. Line up and wait, 20, Air New Zealand 659. There we go. I thought I answered him. I guess I didn't. That little box told me I didn't. Final is clear.
New Zealand 659er, runway 20, wind 180 at 8 knots, geared for takeoff, passing 1,000 feet, contact departure 1209er. Have a safe flight.
Air New Zealand, clear for takeoff, runway 20, passing 1,000 feet, contact departure 20.9, thanks a lot. There we go. Once it gets above 70, the toggle will kick in, there we go, looking for 96.6, and there it goes. Thrust is set. 80 knots, we'll look for takeoff clamp. 80 takeoff clamp. V1 or rotate. Pause the brake gear up. I have FS Realistic on, by the way, guys. All right, I'm going to turn on auto flight, and the reason I'm going to do that is I got to come down here and do my pilot stuff passing 1,000. Air New Zealand 659 is out of 1,500 per 5,000.
New Zealand 659er, good morning. Identified, continue climb 2,000 feet, QNH 1012.
Up to 2,000 feet, 1012, Air New Zealand 659. Wearing out my mouse. This flaps up. Whew. That wasn't easy. Yeah, I have FS Realistic, and I also have in Active Sky. A slight retract. Maintaining 220 until 6,000. What's our next frequency? It is 29.3. I don't know why this is coming back, but it is. All right, we're above 6, so we can accelerate FMS speed. All right, we're all pink here. Profile to 24. Climbing on up. Our altimeter should go to 2992 or 1013 above when we're above 13. Don't have a radar. It looks kind of iffy out here, huh? You know what? I better get the engine lights on.
New Zealand 659er, contact Christchurch Control 129.3. Have a safe journey.
29.3 for Air New Zealand 659. Thanks a lot. Out of 10. Air New Zealand 659 is out of 10,000 for 12,000.
New Zealand 659er, Christchurch Control, good morning. You're identified. Climb flight level 180.
Good morning. Climb to flight level 180, Air New Zealand 659. No ice detected, it said. And we can chime them out of 10. Down to the box. Auto brakes are off. Spoilers disarmed. And EAD is checked. No ice detected. Off. Okay, let's take a look at this. Air New Zealand Star LRUF 4 Bravo. It's Group It. That's the Airway LRUF LVOX at kill. Pampu above 15. Atville above 10. Oh, didn't take it. Alright, that's better.
New Zealand 659er, maintain flight level 180. You have a crossing traffic 12 o'clock, 15 miles, and Boeing 747.
Maintain flight level 180, negative contact, Air New Zealand 659. Traffic's displayed, 17 for 18. Alright, Pampu above 15, Atkill above 10. Atkill, inbox above 10, Pampu above 15, Atkill, okay. And we'll check the rest of them. Atkill 780 at 8600, toe box above 8, toe box 780 above 8600, toe box 8600, yep. QN 770, 75 at tub 67, QN 760 above 5100, Apex above 42. Larab above 33. Q45. It's right here. All the way on in to the runway. Alright. Looks good. Missed approach. It's in the box. Transition altitude is level is 15 on the descent. Alright, let's get the lights off. Seatbelt sign off, make a PA. Check the fuel, looks good.
New Zealand 659 area, no clear of the traffic. Climb flight level 240.
Climb to flight level 240, Air New Zealand 659. Climb to 24. Alright. That takeoff checklist complete. We took a look at the star, we took a look at the approach. After landing is 180 on the runway. As I mentioned, short runway, so we'll use medium on the brakes. Just go to the box. landing weight. We'll use 550. Landing weight 393. Auto brake, medium. Reverses, 550. Estimated landing distance. Nah, I don't think so. Stop distance available, so we should be able to stop it within the runway. It's fun, huh? Runway 23. That's NZCH, I don't know why. QN. That's a write-up. Don't know why that's not cooperating. There we go. 5,800 foot of runway. We definitely would not be legal to come in here. Yeah, even on glide slope. Takeoff 6,000, so yeah, we'll go, we'll get it stopped. No problem. No problem. As far as the parking stands go, there's 24 parking stands. Romeo 2 straight on, higher to the left, lower to the right. Okay. All right, make our PA to the people. Coming into mountainous terrain, probably pretty bumpy, so I'd have the people seated for the arrival. First beta version, nice. See, there's a few things. In this there's a lot more bugs, but the features, as you can see with the EFB and everything else, is complete. A lot of work. The Pratt & Whitneys are still under a work in progress.
New Zealand 659er, runway 23 in use in Queenstown. You are cleared, head over for Bravo arrival.
Air New Zealand 659, copy runway 23 and LRUV for Bravo. We're cleared for that, thanks. And we already briefed that. This is going to be a challenging one. I tried this in the AnyBuilds A300-600 and the Leonardo MD-80, and I ended up having to really do it in vertical speed. Nav was fine, but I had to do vertical speed. It just couldn't handle it. This airplane's a lot better in the VNAV area, which is funny because the real airplane wasn't so good. And it wasn't a matter of not understanding it. We understood it. It was just, we hardly ever used profile. Maybe now they do because it's probably more sophisticated. But it was very, we had a lot of passengers on board, and it would really hunt in the pitch axis and sometimes miss altitude restrictions entirely. So we get to where we're a vertical speed or a level change airplane. It's just what we did. Let's listen to the ATIS. Remember, it's always 2345 on FSI panel.
Showers in the vicinity. Acknowledge received Queenstown information Romeo.
Romeo.
This is Queenstown information Romeo. Runway in use 23. Surface wind 170.07 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud few 3,000 feet. Scattered 8,000 feet. Temperature 11. Dew point 7. QNH 1012. Transition level flight level 150. Showers in the vicinity. Acknowledge received Queenstown information Romeo.
Alright, 1012. Should be starting the arrival and the descent here shortly. One of the things that's going to happen, we're going to get a little more advanced notice with the diamond coming down over here. When we dial in our altitude, it'll start flashing, I think 5 seconds prior. I'll show it to you as we get started. They're constantly improving this thing. Very impressed. Look outside a little bit. As soon as I do, they'll call us. Alright, it should be clearing us soon. I would probably go into the mountainous terrain, make my PA now, turn on the seatbelt sign. It's going to get pretty busy, and mountainous arrivals tend to be turbulent. Have the flight attendants put everything away early. We might need some engine ice on final. Big thing with that is it ups your idle RPM from like 20 something up to mid 30s. A little harder to get down. you want to know that the last transmission, there's a say again
New
button.
Zealand 659er, runway 23 in use in Queenstown. You are cleared, head over for Bravo arrival.
Just in case you think you might have missed it.
New Zealand 659er, when ready, descend at flight level 150.
Altitude.
When ready to descend to flight level 150 for Air New Zealand 659. Alright, so now I put in 150, you can see profile to 15. That's how you know it knows where it's gonna when it's gonna go. The vertical track indicator will pop up over here on the nav display. Should be about 5 seconds prior with the diamond in the top of the case coming down to join us. Here we are, 5 miles for about 40 seconds. About 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, making a liar out of me. There it goes. There's the bar. Usually a case here, and this will flash about 5 seconds prior. Air New Zealand 659's out of flight level 240 for 15,000. Wants me to use some drag. Put some speed brakes out. You can meter the speed brakes to hold the airspeed. You notice the throttles start coming up like they are now. You can take a little of the speed brake out. Looks like we don't need it anymore, huh? I'll pop the speed brake back up. Now we're at idle power, but it's getting a little hot, but we're not assigned a mandatory airspeed anyway. Doing a nice job, all in pink. So we've got FMS speed, nav, profile, and we're in the descent. This is the altitude it's looking at, even though 15's in the window. Profile to 15.
New Zealand 659er for further contact. Queenstown's approach frequency is 125.75. I wish you a safe landing. See you next time.
2575 for Air New Zealand 659. Thanks a lot, sir. 2575. And Queenstown approach, Air New Zealand 659's on a flight level 200 for 150.
New Zealand 659er, Queenstown's approach, very good morning. Descend 10,000 feet via Enhove for Bravo arrival. QNH is 1012 and you are currently number 2 for the approach. Expect boarding over Equvox.
We'll expect holding over Equvox, QNH 1012 and descending to 10,000 via the LROV 4 Bravo for Air New Zealand 659. Okay, so I need a little speed brakes here. We can go to Equvox. Let's look up the holding pattern there. Left-hand turns, 217 inbound. Max 230. Let's go to the box. I think I'm going to start slowing this down a little, guys. Yeah, let's go to the box. Equvox. Left turn. 217 inbound. 230 knots. No time limit. I do have a whole holding presentation right there, but won't be doing that today. And it said max holding 230. So I'm going to get us all the way back to 230. No sense going at the speed of heat here. That'll make the box the appropriate size. Matter of fact, perf, I'll go 230. That way it draws the boxes the correct size. And I'm going to take the speed brakes up. And we can, we'll just leave the slats right at clean mid maneuver. Got to remember to get the altimeters 1012. Not that it's a big difference at 15, casting 15. You can see right now it's showing us well below the glide slope. Everything stayed in here. A little bit holding.
New Zealand 659er, oared over Equvox. Expect around 5 minutes delay.
And New Zealand 659 will hold over Equvox and we'll expect a 5-minute delay. Alright, that's not a problem. You're supposed to, when we enter the hold at Equvox, we'll have to tell them we're entering the hold at Equvox. I probably should have called them before I slowed down the holding speed, since we really weren't assigned holding. He told us to expect holding. Let's get the lights on while we're out here circling. Yeah, I've been finding the alpha versions. I actually haven't flown the beta yet. Been busy. That came out when you guys, when it was past the C1000, the beta was passed down. So it was already out to you. I think it came out on the 24th. Today's the 26th. Doing yard work here in Connecticut, USA. Let's go outside before we enter the hold. Take a look around. That didn't work out. My Xbox controller that I use to control my drone didn't want to cooperate. Xbox is at or above 10, so we're cleared down to 11 right now. We've gone below the profile just because I slowed us down and got down entering the hold. And Air New Zealand 659 entering the hold at Equinox. Let me go to Tower Freak, get that set up 18-1 if I didn't already do that. I want to be doing that on short final. Hope you guys are impressed with the TFDi's product development. I've been really impressed. This little turn arrow, turn band. That's cool. That's real nice when you're maneuvering around thunderstorms. You can see where you're going to be if you're going to clear them based on your turn rate. That helps a lot. Yeah, the max holding speed they gave us is 230. Little holding. Yeah, my little holding PFD. These are IKO in the USA.
New Zealand 659er, descend and maintain 10,000 feet, QNH 1012, and expect clearance shortly.
Send to 10,000 feet, 1012, Air New Zealand 659. 1012 is set. And we're going to start the descent. Coming out of 10,000, I'll give them to prepare for landing. Touchdown zone is 11, so really 11. Touchdown zone is 1100, so below 11,000 you are 10,000 AFL. Flight attendants prepare for landing. Check the checklist. This landing light, sterile cockpit, all good. Comes the turn. Hopefully they'll get us turned around. Clear as soon as we're heading inbound. That'd be the easiest thing.
New Zealand 659er, leave Equinox to Atkill and you are clear for the LNP Yankee runway 23, descend on profile.
Air New Zealand 659, lead Equinox direct to Atkill, cleared the RNP Yankee 23, descend on profile. Alright, that's good. Clear for the whole approach. I'll do all that when we roll out, guys, so as not to confuse anything. What I'll do is I'll put in the bottom altitude at 2623, 2700, and get rid of the hold. And we should get a nice profile descent on a very challenging approach. I think you'll agree. There it is. Woohoo! All right, so let's go to the box, get rid of the hold, get rid of the discontinuity, come back up, go to profile, go to nav, go to FMS speed, and go down here, go to the box, direct deck box. Oh, we are going direct deck box. There we go. And in here, make sure it's going to go direct deck box. Is it? Just go direct backfill, guys. That'll bring us right over Ekbox. And go FMS speed and profile. And away we go. I think what I'm going to do is descend a little slower than that. We'll descend at 220. And I'm going to bring some slats out for the descent. Here comes the profile. And so what does it say? It's got 10. Next one is 8,600. 8,600 looks good. Beautiful. Let's put in the bottom altitude.
Altitude.
2,700. There it is. That's our DA. Kind of funking around here, waiting for the profile to come down. Next one is above 86, no problem there. There's our turn. As I mentioned, by now I was in vertical speed on the A300, that's 600 by any bills, and the Leonardo. Not to talk trash about those two incredible airplanes, they were awesome. This one does seem to know where it is. It's quite the challenge to do this one for the airplane.
New Zealand 659er, contact Queenstown Tower, 118.1. Have a nice day.
18-1 for New Zealand 659. Thank you. And Tower Air New Zealand 659 is for the R&P Yankee runway 23.
New Zealand 659er, Queenstown Tower, very good morning. Wind 180 at 6 knots, runway 23, you are clear to land. Latest QNH 1012.
Clear to land on runway 23 for New Zealand 659. Clear to land. Now, you do not want to be hot on this thing. That's for sure. I'm going to go at 200 with flaps 15. There it is, at or above 8,600 at toe box. Next one is 75. There it is. All right, here we go. Got to get some engine ice on here. No ice detected, but I'm being anticipatory. All right. See about 20 miles to go. Let me see. Yeah, it says 36. This to go 18. No ice, yeah, that's because there isn't, but we're putting it on in anticipation of entering icing. Yeah, my experience on these kind of RNAV approaches is you do not want to get behind. Above 67, saying we're a little high, but we're okay. Let's put the gear down. Now we're above 67 there, we're above 57. Above 28. Below 210. We can go to flaps 35. Bring the speed back. This approach is at 10,000. We're going to go all the way to flaps 50. Short runway. And we're going to take a look in here. We're going to arm the speed brakes. Green box. About 5,100 right there. It looks good. I know it seems like I slowed down really early, guys, but you know, we're really only 11 miles out, and you definitely do not want to be slow. A high 148 is the approach. We'll fly at 150. I'm not going to set the 10,000 in. Alright, engine ice off. I'm going to start the APU now, guys. So that it's running when we land. Funky taxi. Alright, there we have above 42. Next one's above 33. Bouncing around with that FS Realistic in the active sky. I wouldn't pay much attention to this. It seems to be a little off. Larava 33. Looking good. And we'll turn. We'll be able to pick up the runway out here. God willing. Turn. Larava 33 going down to 2700 now. Hopefully we'll pick up the runway out here. Pretty nice. Runway in sight. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do here, I'll let it roll us out just to prove our point. If we have to go miss approach, we'll stay in the valley. Get back into nav. Alright, flight director's off. Autopilot's off.
Autopilot.
And flight director is off as well.
Minimum.
Set 10,000 in the window now, so that when we go to nav, at least we have the correct altitude. There it is. My eye on the map. No Bazzies yet.
500.
Stable target sinking 1,000. Not my best landing, that's for sure. Auto brakes are off.
What a touchdown. My whole body was shaking.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Engine failure light is a write-up, guys.
Stabilizer. Boiler. Stabilizer.
New Zealand 659er, welcome to Queenstown. Backtrack is approved. Exit hardway via Alpha 3. Manual stand is Romeo 2. I wish you a nice day. I'll speak to you later.
Okay, exit is approved and backtrack. We'll clear here. Romeo 2 for Air New Zealand 659. Don't pay any attention to that noise. That is not correct. Alpha 2. Right here. Pops up. I'm gonna stop here and get rid of that.
Flat. Stabilizer. Flat. Stabilizer. Flat.
It thinks we're taking off, guys.
Full lap. Flat.
That's incorrect.
Full lap. Flat.
It's going up to choke power here.
Full lap.
Well done, welcome to Queenstown.
Brakes
I
park.
hope you like this very short scenario. This is the actual flight of Air New Zealand. Short sector with very interesting approach as you saw over the mountainous area. I hope you did it well, otherwise repeat it as much as you like. This is why we are here to train. Wish you a very pleasant day, and as always feel free to comment on the forum or on the Discord channel if you like that scenario. See you soon for another one. Bye bye.
That was cool. Yeah, that was all sim stuff, guys, going on there. You got the brakes parked, seatbelt signs off, APU is running. Seatbelt signs off, beacons coming off. Beacons coming off. Intensity lights are off. Got wing anti-ice off. IRSs are off.
This parking is too small for your aircraft. The boarding requested.
Try it out. Checklist. Oh, after landing, clear the runway lights. Intensity lights are off. Flap slot, spoiler handle, stabilizer trim. We got that. Yeah, that was. It was in go round mode, guys. Maybe because of the firm landing. I don't know. Parking brakes are parked. Seatbelt signs
Passengers
off.
bus is coming.
External power, fuel switches, cargo temps off. Engine ignition. Let's go to the overhead. Engine ignition is off. Cargo temps are off. Get external power on. Services, GPU, wheel chocks. And release the brakes. Go external. That will kill the APU. Even though, right? Get the lights down. You hear them deplaning back there. All right.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Yep, brakes, parks, cargo temps, anti-ice, engine ignition, exterior lights, emergency light switch. Emergency light switch, engine max point of status page check, window, these are IRS's cockpit lights. Okay. Cockpit lights. Now, I think you can get on this FSI panel, you can get a landing report. This is how much I like you guys. You ready? Landing distance, 13 feet. Hey, it says on center line, 32 feet per minute. Very good. KISS landing, perfect. So I don't care what you guys said or what you saw. That was a perfect landing. All right, we'll take it. Very funny. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Take a look around Queenstown here. I don't know if my drone will work. Something was messed up there, wasn't it? Oh, here we go. All right. This is worth looking around. Here's Queenstown, the tower. I've got the Any Builds package here. Yeah, you'll like this. Let me go inside. How do we get in here? Look at, here's who flies here. Air New Zealand, Australia, or Virgin Australia, Qantas, Jetstar. That's good. Let's get out of here. Let's go home, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to brush off my car. Oh man, what a mess. All right, guys. Father time's out. First beta flight. Pretty cool. Not perfect. Some of it's pilot error. Some of it we have some bugs to work out, but it's quite a machine. Works pretty good. That's a very, very,
Passenger's
very
bus is coming.
challenging approach. Not all the displays were 100% accurate. These guys are doing a tremendous job. Very proud of them. All right, final time.